My senior year at Montclair State University, I did my thesis film, and I needed two actors. I had one who I was already great friends with, and the other one I needed to find on backstage. And after like 10 or 15 interviews, looking at profiles, I found one named Alex. And when we started filming, he knew all of his lines. He took my direction very well. He was very professional, and I thought if I make another film, I'm definitely calling him. Like a year later, me and this other guy named Tom Kubrak, we co-direct the film, and I called him to be an actor in it. And I think Alex is a very talented actor. He also is a writer and director, and I would like to introduce you, Alex, the actor. So tell me how you got started in acting. Like, what was there something that inspired you, or?
Well, yes, I mean, yeah, I've had a few inspirations, but I mean, most of my life, I mean, when I was a little kid, I was like, I always loved movies. You know, I was like probably like 4 years old. I think I saw Shrek in theaters. That might have been like, I don't know, it's probably like the first time I really fell in love with movies by seeing Shrek. And what, but like, I mean, I never actually started to pursue it until when I was in college. I was at Michigan State, and I saw there was they have like so many classes there, and I always wanted to act, but I was too afraid in high school because there's if back then in high school it's like if you're not an athlete then I mean that's how they think of you back then. So to me, so what do I do back then? I joined the football team. I mean, I'm like 5'6" back then. I was like 120 pounds. I mean, no, I was always meant to be an actor. I feel like so. Yeah, so in college, I realized that I want to start pursuing this because I want to create art. So yeah, I took classes there, and yeah, so I fell in love with it through that. Before college, I pretty much only watched comedies aside those few movies you mentioned. Like I love like Jaws, Jurassic Park, as I mentioned before. But I really wanted to be in comedies because I mean that's pretty much I was in high school and I like to laugh. I didn't have patience to sit through a movie where they just talk. But then I got to college and friends of mine he showed me Goodfellas. And I was just like sitting there, like, oh, I mean, how was I not watching this all my life? And then I saw, The Godfather, saw, like Pulp Fiction, and all these great movies. And yeah, that's from like, I love I love the drama, and but I also in dramas I would also love to like play like give her like a comic relief, someone who like has like funny lines here and there, but
Yeah.
also while also being serious, like like a Robin Williams who was really good at that, I believe. Why I thought like some of his best work was his dramatic roles.
Wow, it's funny that I mean, I don't know if it's funny to me, but like an animation is what made you want to be an actor. Because, like you would say like, oh, I saw the movie Jaws and like I want to be in, like a real
That, 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 that's actually another movie I saw that when I was a young age, and yeah, I love that. I fell in love with those type of movies, and pretty much Spielberg. I mean, Spielberg definitely had.
oh, yeah.
I saw Jurassic Park around that time. That's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Back to the Future. I mean, that's Robert Zemeckis, but I think it's how you pronounce it. But yeah, so I saw that at a young age. So that really inspired me.
So what do you want to do? Like, where do you want to be like at the end goal? Like, what would your dream job be if you could have it right now?
I mean, right now, I mean, I feel like a lot of actors they dream about holding that Oscar, which would be really nice. And now that's like super, high expectations, and the chances of me getting there is, not very high. But with hard work, I mean, I definitely want to, star in a bunch of, or not just stars. I just want to like appear in like a bunch of like indie films. I'd love to do that, and just continue to work my way up. And I would love to play like all different types of roles, like going from the good guy to bad, the anti-heroes. It's like I want to explore and just create like all different types of characters.
What's your favorite kind of character to act?
Definitely like the anti-hero. I love that because they're very complex. Like when you have an anti-hero, like they do bad things, but they also have layers of being very, like they have like compassion. They have some sort of good qualities that people look up to, although they do bad things. But I just feel like that's, plus you have to really dig into their like mindset and the psychology of all that, which I find really interesting. Like so far, I've played gangsters in one of your films. That was my
Yeah.
first gangster role, and then I played another gangster, a different type of gangster, in the mini docu series called The Great American Heist. So,
Can you just give me a summary of what that film was about?
oh yeah, it was about. I mean, if anyone's seen the movie Goodfellas, which is my personal favorite, it's actually that's what inspired me to really start pursuing acting. And yeah, so pretty much just a docu series based on the Lufthansa heist, which is like at the time it's like the biggest heist in American history. So it was, and it was led by like one of the mafia families. So I played Tommy DeSimone, who a lot of people know him because that's what Joe Pesci played in Goodfellas. So to get that role was pretty cool for me because that's like Joe Pesci's one of my inspirations.
He's a legend.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
And who directed that film?
Oh, Martin Scorsese, of course.
No, no,
Oh,
no.
oh,
This
that. Yeah, I
one,
mean, I wish. Yeah, it was yeah, it was Rob Monaco works for Fox Nation. Yeah, good guy. Good guy. He did a great job with that project. Yeah, really.
Wow, okay. So he's kind of like an amateur director.
Yeah, this was his first project, I believe, and you wouldn't think so because he did a very good job. I was impressed by everything.
I'll just say quick, I'm excited for you to be in the sequel to My City.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
So we're still like and I don't know if you knew this, but you're gonna get paid for this one. Like,
Oh, look at that.
we're trying to get some funding and putting some money into it. So I'm really
Great.
excited for that. Also, our last film that we did on with Tom, it was like him and I were the co-directors,
Yeah.
and that didn't go as good as I planned.
I,
So,
I thought it went well.
well, no, no, no. Of course, I think it did go well, but
Yeah.
the way the relationship me and Tom had on set was not what we. It wasn't right. It wasn't right. So we realized that we can't co-direct. I have to be the director of photography, and he has to be the director because I'm better with the camera than he is, and he wants to work more with the actors like a director.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's why. So for the next film, High Tide, um, I'm gonna be the director of photography, and he's gonna be the director.
All right. Great. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, no, I wrote the whole shot list out.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna have to do some storyboards, and we got this other guy who's gonna be like the producer, just like organizing everything. And coincidentally, his name is Tom as well.
Oh, and
So we got two Toms in a will, basically. Yep.
a lot of Toms in film. There's Tom Hardy, Tom Hanks, Tom Holland. And how many Tom? How many Toms could there be? Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of Toms.
Yeah.
All right, so what kind of projects are you working on currently?
Projects. Well, I got your upcoming project, and besides that, I just started a script, a screenplay, because I also want to be a writer, and I would love to write and act in one of my own films, like bring like base stuff off my own personal life and add some, so like take stuff from my life and like add some fiction to it. You know,
Yeah.
that'll be cool. So yeah, I'm working on that, and yeah, just hoping to get some more roles coming up.
What kind of script, like what genre is your script?
It's a coming of age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it a short film or kind of more of a show?
It's more of a. I mean, so far I brainstormed it all out. It'll probably be a feature. I would say there's too much to be a short. So
Hmm. So you plan like over 100-page script by the end?
yeah, possibly. I mean, I have a lot of different ideas for this. I just have to finish it up soon because if I play, and so far I would say I look pretty young for my age. So I was hoping to get it done before I'm too old to play a high schooler. Yeah.
Oh, you would wanna be in it.
Oh yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I'd like to
I
do that.
think, dude, um, so like I only looked at maybe like 10, like so on the thesis, my thesis. I think I only looked at like 10 other people, and like I don't know when I saw your video, I was like, there's something about the vibe that you
Oh yeah.
give. That,
and I was like I didn't think I was gonna get anything because that was the stuff I did in college. So yeah, so I'm glad you found me because it's important for everyone to know that like one thing, no matter what you think it'll be, like you start off and you don't know what it'll lead to. I mean, you
yeah,
film something, someone else sees it, so it's all good to you know what I mean, right?
yeah. And what I've learned is that you're only given a chance if you've done it before, but like there's really no way to do it. All right, so it's like no one's gonna hire me to be a director on a feature film if I've never done a feature film. So I have to make my own feature film to show them that I can do it so they can hire me to do it. But
Yeah,
like that's like nearly impossible because I don't have a studio a whole studio behind my back if I would, so
yeah, yeah, of
it's
course.
tough.
Yeah, it's really tough, but you just got to put in the work. Put yourself out there.
Yeah. What are some good ways or like strategies to get acting roles?
I mean, I started off in college, so I just did some student films there. Then your film, To the Life We Choose, that was the first
Yep.
film. Yeah, that was the first film I did after college. It's also about you have to keep taking classes. I mean, I take whatever's left of my budget and I put it towards acting classes, and I find that really helpful. I've met some great people in my classes. Yeah, it's like actors access is great, backstage, so yeah, all that is very helpful.
Yeah. I think those are all my questions.
Really, I think there was
Uh,
I think there was okay.
do you do you feel like you want to say something that I didn't ask you about?
Let's see. Could I add it? I mean, something about my how I got another way of like how I got into acting. I mean,
Hmm. Have you read the script for the sequel of My City?
I haven't. No, I have to.
Okay. So it is Tom Kubrick is the one who wrote it.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know if I have permission to give it to you, but I definitely, I think you'll enjoy what happens.
Yeah, definitely not a smart character I'm playing, but and
Uh,
as an actor, I mean, I'm not supposed to think that about my character. So for
well,
now,
I mean, you're playing like a younger, like, yeah,
that's
not,
what I
yeah,
like
like
about
you don't think things through, kind of.
like when we first did it, I was trying to make him like very human, like someone as like I look at this guy as someone who doesn't want to be in a lifestyle, but he's pretty much forced to because I remember he had like a sick mother,
Hmm.
so yeah, I gotta play it off like that. Like he's really like I wouldn't say I don't think he's meant for this lifestyle, but he's yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, unfortunately, your character dies in the next one, but
My first death scene. Look at that.
oh, really?
Yeah, I've never been killed off. Never killed anyone either on screen.
Well, we got this girl who does makeup
Yeah.
and buying a ton of blood.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
well,
It's gonna.
fake blood, of course,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and yeah, it's gonna start getting them to beat me up on some method or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to just see how this will turn out because Oh, and also we can't go back to the same garage
Uh, also,
because they don't
oh,
like Tom doesn't
I
live
don't have
there
dogs
anymore.
anymore. Yeah, that's right.
We can use my garage because
Okay.
it's still in South Orange,
All
and
right.
then there's like a take like a poker game scene,
Yeah.
and we can shoot that in a bar that Tom works at, the
Okay.
Fox
Okay.
Falcon.
Yeah.
And we have a friend. So if you remember, Joe's character, he gets a call from his wife and he leaves.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now you see what happens between him and his wife.
Oh
And
yeah.
that whole scene, Tom has a location for it, so I'm not gonna be worried about that.
Okay. So, yeah, that'll be cool. So, man, I like I like how it, like deals with not just like the crime life, but also about like their family. Like yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the formulas to making a great crime movie. I mean, like The Sopranos, The Godfather, and all of that family element to it.
Hmm.
That's very important.
Yeah, because it's funny because it like if you really thought about it, would Joe really like not finish the job?
Oh, he would finish it, of course.
I think he would have. I think he would have killed Alonzo, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Alonso's his name.
Alonzo.
That's right. Yeah.
Who's played by Phil Husband.
Oh yeah.
Cool guy.
Yeah, it's cool. I remember.
That was I first met him on that set. I never knew him before.
Who said?
I never met Phil before that set.
Oh, that was the first time you met him. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only knew mostly the crew members. I didn't know any like you were the only person I knew as cast.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
They could worked on the other movie.
yeah. Just something interesting. Remember the voice of the woman on the phone?
Oh yeah.
So that's actually this girl I went to high school with. And I didn't know she was into acting. So when I saw her, it was like years after high school, I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, I'm making a film right now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Tom never told me
Oh
that
really?
he got, yeah, but it was funny. We were cool. I didn't like have any beef with her or anything.
Oh
So,
yeah. 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 That's cool. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. So is he just gonna be the voice, or is he coming? Is he gonna have a? Is he gonna have a part?
So she's not going to be in it, but we're getting a different girl to play her role.
Okay. That'll be
Yeah,
fun.
it should be fine.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in it, don't worry. But a few people, because of like such like conflicts of like scheduling and everything, some people can't come back.
Oh really?
We're recasting a few people.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it's on the way. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
And what are the dates exactly? I think early September. You said.
Yeah, I think it's 12, 13, and 14.
Of September.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Make sure it's in my calendar.
Okay. And I should tell Tom pretty soon because about like you getting the script because you need to like read through it.
Oh yeah, of course. So and then there's a poker scene. So is that poker scene? Is there laser script, or is it a lot of the like improv?
Um, I think the game is gonna be improv,
Yeah.
but there are lines like there's a phone call and there's a whole scene there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
and that's gonna be I really because I'm gonna be the cameraman. I hope to make it look really good.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like rotating or like
Yeah. Oh, that's
above. Yeah.
so if there's like there's like a trunk shot or something, unless you don't want to. I mean, that's kind of been done before, mostly by Tarantino. And I always thought that was like like really cool shot. The trunk shot. But
Yeah, I really like that shot.
yeah, that's good. That's gonna be exciting. Tarantino does it in a bunch of his movies. It's in Pulp Fiction, I know. Was in Reservoir Dogs. Oh, it's pretty much when like a character opens the trunk and the camera is in the trunk. Like so, it's like
Oh,
so it's
like
like
a POV.
yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
always I was watching Stranger Things the other day, and they had that shot in the first season. Thought it was cool.